Hey everyone, it's Mari. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I have a 12 by 12 scrapbooking layout process here for you. And I'm going to be starting out here with a piece of white cardstock for my base. I actually had planned to use this American Crafts textured white cardstock as my background. And I am basically going to do exactly what you'll see me doing here, but I decide not to use this particular paper as my base in the end, because once I add some water to it, it really warps badly and I wasn't very happy with that. So what you'll see me doing here is I'm just taking some distress oxides and a distress ink blender, and I'm adding some color to my background. I haven't put any gesso on the paper, and that was my first mistake. I should have done that, but I was being lazy and I was kind of trying to avoid that. So I thought, oh, I'm just gonna go right onto this paper with my inks. But when I go to oxidize the ink with some water, it does create some buckling of the paper, and I just didn't like that. So I end up doing this exact same process on some basil marshmallow cardstock later, and you'll see that in a minute. So I'm going to be using some antique linen, which is the color I've started with here. So this is Distress Oxide ink and antique linen. I'm also going to use some tattered rose, some bundled sage, and some aged mahogany. Now these are the colors I've used on previous layouts when I've used the Auburn Lane collection, and I'm going to be using that collection again today. I'm going to be scrapping another one of my wedding photographs from my daughter's wedding in July, and I just really love this collection for these wedding photos. It's just such a soft and pretty collection, and it just kind of goes along with the style of the photographs, and I really like it. I like how it looks. And I wanted to use a photograph in color today rather than printing it in black and white. And I'll explain a little bit more about that once you have a chance to see the photograph here. So you'll just see me going along here with these 4 different colors of inks. And I have an idea of how I want to design the layout and where I want the photo to go. And so that's why I've chosen to put my distress inks in the areas where you'll see me putting them. So now I've got all 4 of those colors on there, and this is where I'm adding the water. And then I can see when I'm adding it, I'm just like, oh yeah, not taking the time to put that gesso on there was a really big mistake. So lesson learned. I now have gone and I've pulled a piece of basil cardstock from my stash. I've done exactly the same process that you saw me do on just the plain textured cardstock, but I gessoed my paper first. And this paper is quite a bit thicker than the other kind of paper that I had, so it just takes mixed media a lot better. So I don't know what I was thinking. I know better than that, but anyways, that's what I did to start off with, and I wanted to keep that in and show you that, just so that you could maybe learn from my errors as I did. So now I'm taking this Crafters Workshop small stencil, and this is a script stencil. For those of you who've been around my channel for a while, you've seen me use this stencil before. It's gorgeous. I love it. And I don't know if you can still get this exact stencil. I've had it for a really long time, but you can try. It's a 6x6 Crafters Workshop, the Crafters Workshop stencil, and it's a script stencil. So I'm just taking some Ranger texture paste, and I'm running it through that stencil with my craft knife, my palette knife. And now I've let that dry, and I'm ready to do the rest of my layout here. Now I've just taken the manufacturer's strip off of one of the sheets of pink paisley Auburn Lane paper, the 12 by 12 paper. And this one's just got that smaller floral pattern on it, and it's got all of the really beautiful colors from the collection, the light pink and the darker burgundy color, and then the really pretty moss greens. And I love that. I think it's so pretty. And I just wanted a little touch of pattern paper over on the side. And now I'm going to start to design the rest of my layout. So I'm going to take doily from my stash, and I'm going to use that as the only map that I'll be using for my photograph. I didn't put any pattern paper behind it. And you can just see the little pops of the mixed media, the inks around there. I'm going to build those different areas up with some embellishments. So there's my photograph. This is printed in, I think maybe a little bit larger, maybe 4.5 by 3.5 or something like that. And it's in the original color. I didn't put a filter on this or anything like that. It's just it's the photo as it was. And it's just such a pretty photo. I love it. And you can see the Thorvaldsen building on the university campus in Saskatoon in the background. And the kids are just sharing a little kiss on the stairs of the Thorv. And it's just a beautiful photo. I love it. And so I wanted to create something really simple and elegant for this really elegant photograph. And what I did was I just went to one of the floral papers from the collection, fussy cut some of the flowers out, and then I'm just using some of the die cut flower pieces from the floral die cut pack from Auburn Lane as well to embellish with. So the distress inks and that texture paste with that script are just really soft and pretty as far as the background goes. And then I'm just doing some really, really simple embellishing here with these different floral pieces. And what I'm doing when I'm layering them is I'm just using a little bit of foam adhesive to pop them up. So where there's more than one flower, the bottom flower is just flat, and then the flowers on top, each subsequent layer of floral has a little bit of foam adhesive on it just to pop those top layers up a little bit and give the dimension, that added dimension to the layout. So the Auburn Lane collection comes with a cajillion different ephemera pieces. So if you get both the regular die cut pack and then you also get the floral die cut pack, you have tons of embellishments for your different projects, whether it's scrapbooking or card making or whatever it is, mini books if you're doing or whatever. You get so many pieces. It's amazing. And I actually thought about making this kind of a monochromatic layout using the black and whites. And I think I'm going to do a layout like that for the wedding album. But for this one today, I was just still thinking of color, and I wanted to use this photograph in color as well. So you can just see a little bit of that foam adhesive going down, and I don't know if you can see it on the layout at this point, but I did put just a plain sewing stitch in white along that patterned paper on the left. I just did a straight stitch, just add a little bit of detail to that patterned paper on the left, that little strip. And here you can see some of the floral pieces that I fussy cut are, they have that straight edge on them because they were on the edge of the paper. And whenever that happens with my fussy cut pieces, I just tuck those in behind something, obviously, so you can't see that that's not a complete piece. And those pieces are perfect for putting around your photographs. Just adding a few more little floral pieces there, and then I'm going to stick down these little floral pieces up to the top there, and that'll just about complete that. I'm going to take one of the little phrase stickers from one of the sticker sheets and add that to that top embellishment there as well. But once again, this layout really features the beautiful photography of Gina's portraits. She just does such beautiful work. She actually ended up asking the kids to be in a promo shoot for a new wedding venue that's around Saskatoon, and they're going to be going and doing that this week, and that'll be a lot of fun for them as well, because they get to get all dressed up again and have some more photographs taken. So that's fun for me. I'm just really enjoying working with these photographs. They are so beautiful. I'm not the world's greatest photographer. I have a really nice DSLR camera. I like taking pictures, don't get me wrong, but it is really nice to work with professional photographs too. One of the things that I talk about in my big picture classes class is ways to sort out how to scrapbook your family photos when you do have the empty nest. The class is called Memories from the Empty Nest at Big Picture Classes, and I give a lot of ideas in that class about how you can continue your scrapbooking process when your kids no longer live at home. And so there's just a few little tips and tricks there in that class that can help you with kind of sorting your photographs and going through what stories you want to tell and that kind of thing. For me right now, what I'm scrapping from the empty nest are the big moments, right? Like this one, Bailey's wedding. So although I don't have a chance to use my DSLR camera on the daily like I would if my kids were still at home, When I'm with them, obviously I use my big camera and I try to take as many photos as I can. When I'm not with them, I often am scrapping the big moments like these ones or like this one. And in this case, where I actually have some beautiful professional photographs to work with as well. Now that word love came off of a foam phrase sheet from Felicity Jane, and I wanted to use the word love, and I was kind of looking through my stash and I found that one and that particular version of the word love, and it works perfectly because it's white. I love white on white. I think it's just really classy and elegant. And then I went to the little tiny foam alphas that are part of the Auburn Lane collection. These are perfect for this layout. I wanted the main word love to be larger, and now I'm working in at the Thorv. And the Thorv is, if you know, for anybody who went to the University of Saskatchewan, everybody knows what that is. It's the name of the chemistry building, and it's the Thorvaldsen. And this is a beautiful place for photographs, guys. I have more photos that I will be sharing with you on layouts that were taken at the Thorv. This is just one of them, and I just really love it. And so the title Love at the Thorv is going to complement where this photograph was taken on the university campus. Gina took a bunch of pictures on campus with the kids, and they're beautiful. And I haven't seen that many yet. I think I've only seen something like 40 pictures of I believe she told Bailey she took like 1,000 pictures. So that should be interesting when we get to see those all. Now, I am just taking some of the little stickers from the collection and embellishing here. I've got a few little enamel hearts that are in gold that I'm going to pop onto the layout in a few places. And I also use that little foam heart there in white that you can see just below and to the right of the word Thorv. That was also from Felicity Jane. I'm going to just add a few splatters. I put that aged mahogany down, and I'm just covering things up a little bit because I don't want the splatters to go where I don't want them to go initially. I just to give a little bit more control to where the splatters are going. Now, once this layout's all finished up here, guys, I've got a whole bunch of still shots at the end where you can see the finished layout. I'm just going to add a few little Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine splatters here as well, and the layout's going to be finished up. So I really like how this turned out. I am having a lot of fun with these photographs, and thank you guys so much for all of your beautiful comments. And for the new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. And for the continued thumbs up and the comments, I love it. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. I hope to see you back here another time, guys. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you. Bye-bye.